All right, welcome back to Lost for Words with Lori. It is Wednesday, March 2nd. It is Ash Wednesday for all you religious folk. Recovering Catholic here. So, yeah. It is also a new moon today. So, all you like minded new mooners, you know what that means. That means let go of the old and in with the new. So, March 2nd. Quick happy birthday to Caleb, my little Pisces son that I've adopted. It is his 22nd birthday today, so happy birthday to you. Um, as all of you know, yesterday was Bubba, Buddy the Bird. It was his 21st birthday, so he's legally old enough to drink now. Unfortunately, all he is getting is water and millet. It was also Toby's 52nd birthday in heaven. Yesterday was kind of a tough day for me. I made cupcakes. I'll be damned if I wasn't going to let him have his favorite German chocolate cake. So I made cupcakes for my love, and yeah, I'll be damned if I didn't smash one of those and get kind of sugar shocked last night, which, was all right. It was pretty good. I don't normally eat chocolate in general, but that was his favorite. So I went ahead and made that anyway, and I sang a happy birthday to him, and it was good. A lot, a lot going on, a lot harder than I thought it would be. Celebrating that birthday was kind of tough. I knew this was going to be kind of a difficult week for me, but with all things, that mindset of trying to keep that positivity, trying to keep that mindset of what I need to do to keep moving and healing and growing beyond all of that. The lesson of life giving me the circumstance, the choice that I didn't get to make, and how I would move past that. And it isn't, what I wanted, but I had a good day regardless. Was tough. I cried a lot. I'm not going to lie about that. But I, also had an opportunity to tell some stories and have some good memories and count my blessings for the time that I did get. It's always difficult throughout a period of time when you get memories that pop up. And that happens throughout all of your social media platforms when the memories will come. And I mean, I had a life before I moved to North Carolina and before Toby, and some of those memories can be painful as well. I mean, but it's like anything, you take the good with the bad. And I guess that's kind of what the new moon is about. You go through that cycle of that down dark period of time where you have realizations that there are certain things that you need to cope and focus on and let go of, and focus on that positivity of the things that are yet to come. And a lot of that has to do with those new beginnings, and that's part of that time of the moon's going to start coming back into its phase, and it's time to start being intentional about what's yet to come. So that's what I did. I adulted hardcore this morning and made sure that I started taking care of my business. And my birthday is Friday, and I will be giving myself my own gift, and I paid off my car, and that should be completed on Friday. So I will not be eating Brazil nuts. I will not be in the hospital. I will not be getting tattoos. I will not be doing anything that would jeopardize my being alive on this planet this year. Historically, if you've known me for many years, you know that my birthday has not always been without some form of crazy shit or drama. Last year, turning 50 was a milestone, and it was, the pandemic, so I didn't get to do any kind of major celebration. I was supposed to jump out of a perfectly good airplane, and that's been put on hold. But trust me, Stephen, that will happen, and we will get there at some point. I am still planning on jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. It's just going to be put on hold. But yeah, it's a new year. It's new goals, new expectations, new things. And just like anyone, a lot of people don't like birthdays. Birthdays were always important for me and Toby. We celebrated them together at the same week, and it was a very special time for us. And I'm facing doing that alone this year, which has been kind of a tough deal. But again, my whole life lately has been kind of a tough deal. Um, but as I muse about that and I think about that, it's at the same time, I've had different periods of my life where I've had to reevaluate and start over. And I guess now it's going to be time to rebuild again, and I get to try to find myself all over again. And I had mused on my other social media platform this morning. I guess now it's no fucks given. It's my terms, and I get to an opportunity to really do this my way, in a way that I never could before. My therapist and I discussed that the last time I met with her, and for the first time in my entire life, I'm alone, utterly alone. I don't have any responsibilities. I have no commitments. I have no responsibility, no nothing, no strings attached. And for that reason alone, I have the world's pretty much my oyster. I can do whatever I want, and I guess look out, because I can really have the ability now to do whatever I want, and nobody can dictate that to me but me. So as I continue that path of figuring out what best suits me, I can pretty much dictate what I need to do for myself. And I've never done this way before. I have no commitment to anything, and I have the opportunity now to make my life whatever I choose. So I don't know what that looks like, and I'm just going to keep working on it. And my life looks different now. I'm basically in a new spot. I have the only commitment I have is to my job. I have a really small, tight-knit circle of people that I consider my first world friends. I have lots of acquaintances. I have a lot of people that I am in touch with. I have my family back home that I care about. But the reality is I'm pretty much standing in a situation where I'm by myself, and it's me, myself, and I, and of course this little bird. And I get to figure that out. So it's a new beginning for me, and I get to decide how that looks. So it's exciting. It's a little scary, and sometimes it's terrifying, but I get to do what I want with that. One of the things that's been on my mind a lot lately as I watch the people around me, struggle, is, the forgiveness piece of that, and letting go of the people who have wronged you. And I get it, you guys, I get it. Forgiveness isn't always about them, it's about you. And the best advice that I can give you is understanding that, yeah, I know you have to let go of those things, and forgiving people and telling them that you accept their apology is fine. Keep those boundaries in place, folks. Build that wall, make your foundations as solid as possible, and teach those people how to treat you. And if their behavior hasn't changed, you can't trust them. Eliminate them, because they aren't gonna change overnight. And if their behavior still hasn't changed, they're definitely not going to change overnight, and they're gonna continue to cross your boundaries and treat you like garbage because they're used to getting away with it. And part of getting okay with yourself is not allowing those people to treat you the way that they think they can get away with it. And that's really the best advice I can give anyone. It's okay to change your mind and tell people, I'm not accepting words anymore. I'm only accepting changed behavior. And that was my goal for 2022 is words are hollow. And if you can't prove to me by deed that your behavior dictates your apology, then I'm not accepting sorry as valid anymore. And I'm just not entertaining that. It's just not acceptable anymore. I by no means am perfect. I make mistakes. I've had to apologize for lots of things, even recently. And as long as I continue to try to be a better human and try to prove to people that I won't repeat bad behavior. And even if I do, to just say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, I still have to continue to try by deed to prove myself every day in my friendships that I mean what I say, and not continue to repeat bad behavior. Because if I do, then I'm losing that trust. And sometimes trust broken is difficult to get back. And, it's okay if people don't accept you back. If you do change your behavior and they still don't want to trust you, then maybe it's just not the right time, and maybe it never will be. And that's okay too. For me, I just need to focus on me, and the rest of the world and the universe will fall in line. And if you want to be part of my world, great. And if you choose not to, I'm going to silently cheerlead you on from the sidelines and hope the best for you, because that's just who I am. That's part of my path. That's part of my healing. I'm going to show self-love for myself and hopefully for those around me. But I guess it's just part of that intentional thinking, that positive new mindset that most people don't get to, regardless of the past or the negativity that you've, or all of us, I guess, have gotten so used to. It's not necessarily easy. But that's what it's about. That's what healing is about. So yeah, Friday is my birthday. No fucks given. Saturday, I am going to return to the radio, to the airwaves. I'm going to do a drive-by radio show. I'm very excited about it. It was, I'm not going to lie, guys, it was tough. Our last show that Toby and I did was on October 2nd, and he had a lot of stuff that was sitting in there that he couldn't play yet because it hadn't been released. And so going through a lot of his old notes and his old stuff was difficult. But it was kind of cool, to intentionally go through and do the show the way we used to. The spreadsheets and, going through and listening to tracks and listening to multiple tracks on an album. It was fun, and I got to pick tracks and try to think, what would Toby do? It was kind of fun. I'm a little bittersweet and sad too, but I found myself in that same mind frame of, this one's not working for me, and kind of at one point going, well, I can see why Toby would like this track, and it was kind of interesting and fun. But I managed to throw together a really good show. I'm very excited to present it. I'm excited about the people from, different social circles that are going to come and listen. I talked to the boss last night. I'm very excited about, doing it. And maybe some future projects that aren't going to be time consuming or commitment to the point where I can't handle them. Because, it took me quite some time to get this show together. And but I'm very excited about it. And like I said, it was bittersweet, but also healing in a way. But also gave me a lot of resolution, or, kind of kept that resolve that I'm not prepared or ready to be a solo, DJ or go back to that platform by myself, because it is a lot of work and time that I don't really have to commit. Because I do have a full-time job, and Toby was so much better at FaceTime with the bands and contacting people and reaching out and going, oh, I really like your music, and digging for the underground stuff. And like I said, I love being a part of that. And I love supporting the underground as much as I do. It's just so much easier for me to come across it. And when bands do reach out on platforms, for me to just share it on, our Metal Underground page, or on Facebook, or, on Metal Messiah, or, share the stuff I'm finding or coming across on YouTube, or the other social media platforms, than it is for me to do the digging that Toby did, because he was on Bandcamp, and he was on Spotify, and he was on all these other platforms, and he was digging for the next best thing that nobody's ever heard of. And I don't have that kind of time that he dedicated to that, which is really sad, because he was so good at it, and he was always looking like if you like this, you'll like that. And I honestly just don't have, the bandwidth to do it, which is, unfortunate. But again, um, it was easier when there were two of us. So it's not, it's just not in the cards right now. Like I said, who knows what the future will bring? I'm shutting myself off and saying never, because never say never. But at this particular moment in time, doing one-offs and drive-bys is really something that's good for my soul. But I have to focus on me and what's best for me in my first world, which, is working. And I'm going to go to a couple of concerts, and I'm going to continue to work on, the podcast here and just the healing and therapy and first world stuff that I need to take care of. So that's pretty much where I'm at with that. I hope that everybody is doing well. I'm going to continue to keep rolling with the punches, doing what I do, still just striving to be the best version of me that I can be every single day. So as always, quick shout outs to those who have supported me, who have been reaching out, who have been so good about, I don't know, really just respecting the boundaries that I have. Because to be honest, it's difficult to tell people I'm in a bad spot. I'm not feeling like communicating, but to let everyone know that I'm still here. But I'm not willing to sacrifice my time, or I'm really having a bad day today and I really just don't feel like FaceTiming or calling or chatting, because I don't have to. And it doesn't mean that I'm, suicidal or that I'm not going to talk to people. It just means that I've established that today is just not the day to be talking, or today's not the day to mess with me. And that's okay too. Sometimes you just need to sit with those emotions and cope with them. But that being said, I can't thank the people enough who do get it and do understand and don't take it personally, because I can't be there for everyone all the time either. And personally, I can't sound off to everyone. Some days I'm not comfortable talking to people about how I feel, and some days I'm an open book and I just verbally vomit how I'm feeling to everyone. And some days I cry. And I ugly cry to people and unleash that emotion raw. And sometimes it puts me in a vulnerable position where I'm feeling uncomfortable, and I don't, you're always afraid that you're going to be judged for that. And part of that guilt comes with not knowing how people are going to perceive you, and you don't want to be a burden to other people. And so that's part of my growth opportunity, is not being afraid to be transparent, and to be as transparent as some of my friends and new friends have been with me, and opening up and sharing and trusting. So again, just continuing to walk that path. So that's about it for today. So again, you guys, just continue on your path, on your journey. Thanks as always for supporting me and what I do. Continue to walk the path that you walk. Stay positive. Always remember, be a good human. Wash your fucking hands. And I'll see you guys all very, very soon. Love y'all. Bye.